Did it.
Hey, everybody. How's it going today? Right. Good session, Friday. It's just good from 3 people. That's all right. I can roll with that. I have a few announcements, so thanks for coming down here to start the party this morning. Some of this will directly apply to you. Some of it will not. So most everybody here, I would say 96% of you, are Mattoon High School students. So part of this won't apply to you, but there is some important announcements and some logistics that go into the next couple of weeks. So I want to talk about that. Then I want to talk about some special activity that's going to be happening here in a little bit. And then I will send you on your way. So everyone had this little handout. Item number 1 on this handout does apply to every student here. My name is McLean Schaefer. I'm the director here at LIFT. LIFT is a regional innovation and technology center here in Mattoon. We serve up to 28 different schools in our region and 7 different career pathways, each connected to industry credentials, certifications, dual credits, workplace experiences, and internships, just to name a few things.
This is year 2 of LIFT. Have you been the director for both years?
Yes, yep, year 2, and I've had the blessing and the privilege of being here to be the director for those 2 years.
For our audience at home, give us a little background about yourself.
Yeah.
Whether where you're from or your previous endeavors before you came to LIFT.
Yeah, absolutely. Graduate of Charleston High School in 2003. Great time there. I did some time in the military, so it was a little late getting started in college, but my first job was at Mattoon High School as a social science teacher, and worked there before taking a assistant principal position at Effingham High School for a year. Came back to Mattoon as the principal of Williams Elementary School, where I served for 4 years and loved that position, and then was offered the incredible opportunity to come and open a brand new regional innovation and technology center. So sometimes I got to pinch myself.
What got you excited about being a part of something brand new?
Yeah, I think the blank slate in which to create something that has been a discussion in our region for decades. I was never a part of those conversations directly, but how everything worked out to be able to lead this initiative was no small task and no small undertaking for sure. Probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, but the most rewarding thing that I've ever done in my life. And it's still progressing and still moving forward and still areas to grow, but we're figuring it out and just blessed with the opportunity to serve not only just Mattoon community, but our entire region. Currently, we have 16 schools that are actively enrolled at LIFT. We could serve up to 28, so we're just scratching the surface. We know growth is coming, and it has been since our first year. So,
Christy, finally, great to be inside with you at the LIFT building. I know this is year 2 for the LIFT program. I remember talking outside with Christy and Tim there on the Mattoon High School football field. How is it going year 2?
It's amazing. I'm so happy to be here with you too. On the other side of that dream vision, it's reality now. As you said, we are in year 2. We are seeing amazing outcomes for kids. It's transforming lives. We've got kids from all communities around coming and enjoying this space, learning from our facilitators, and just experiencing what it means to lead and explore in pathways in this region. So it's been fabulous.
Let's brag a little bit about your LIFT director, who we've also have in this feature.
Yes, McLean is just the best. I mean, his energy is fantastic. He understands the vision for what we've been trying to create as an entire region for the last 30 years. He's all about, we like to say, find a way to say yes, right? So clearing the path so when students come to us with ideas for ways to improve their community and use their learning in authentic ways that make a difference, he works really hard on their behalf and on the behalf of their facilitators to find ways to make those things possible. And that spirit of innovation and creativity is really making a difference in our high school leaders as they think about who they are now and who they want to be as they graduate and leave us here from LIFT.
Since when I had that first talk with Christy and Tim about the program getting started, I've interviewed numerous superintendents and educators in other communities across our central Illinois and southeastern Illinois area, and they have students at the LIFT program. They referenced it, I didn't even really have to prompt them. to talk about what other programs are your students involved in. And they said such wonderful things about Lift. When I tell you that, how does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel amazing and thankful for the relationships that we have with our colleagues across the region. You know, we all share this vision for creating students who are ready to go out and just achieve their dreams and make a difference. And so the fact that we've been able to come together to serve students in this way is really, really meaningful. It's important, and it's been really neat to see students form these relationships with friends from other communities.
Yes.
Going to each other's sporting events, cheering each other on in all of their endeavors. Our film festival that we just had a couple months ago, we had families from all over the region in the building, and for them to see like this is an opportunity for my students as well as students here in Mattoon. It's this recognition of when we all come together, we all benefit. And so we're thankful for the relationships and the friendships that we have with area superintendents, school boards, who are willing to say yes and give kids this opportunity.
Yeah, that's our mission. That's what we're called to do. That's our purpose. That's why we're here. When this building was being renovated and opened up, the facilitator team, sometimes we talk and joke about we assembled the Avengers because they really are the dream team. But we just kind of got really real and said that this is a beautiful building. We've got great technology. We've got state-of-the-art equipment. It's all great. But without outcomes, it's a facade. Right, without having the outcomes and the actual certifications and the job opportunities and the students that don't know what to do for the rest of their life, that then discover that find purpose, that develop as leaders, that do things they never thought they could do before. Without those stories, then it is a facade. And so we're just thrilled that those stories from superintendents, from our constituents, from those who helped conceptualize and build Lift, the hundreds of fingerprints that went into this place to make it happen. When we hear those success stories and that, hey, what you're doing is making a difference, like all the work and all the effort and all the energy is worth it.
Tell me about your staff.
Yeah, so our staff is, they're all employees of Mattoon School District, and some of them come to us from years in industry and are experts in their field and have stepped up to be able to lead the charge. And some come from a traditional background of education and our traditional background of teaching and everywhere in between. And so, like I said, we refer to them as the Avengers. They are the dream team. They do make everything happen without having champions of the program champions. The great things won't happen. So their knowledge and expertise within their pathways and how they're networking with business and industry partners and learning more about certifications and continuing to grow and press and innovate, right? That's in our title. Without those people to do that, then we wouldn't be where we are today.
What are you guys working on here?
So here we're trying to turn a giant piece of aluminum over here. So we're trying to turn this piece of aluminum into this, but these letters are going to be outside. So basically we're just going to trim it down to where it just leaves these letters, and then we're going to cut at the top to have holes where you can put in a pencil. So basically it's just going to be a pencil holder. Just a really nice one. But
Good one, yeah.
yeah, I'm actually pretty excited. I've actually never worked with this one before, so this can be really cool. And he drafted it, so basically he drew it, and then now I'm just programming it, having bits in it, and we're gonna go to the machine out there, type in the stuff, and then we'll be good. We'll be good to go.
It's pretty cool. Thank you.
How's it looking so far? I think we found it. I think we found.
Year 1 to year 2, what kind of growth did you see from year 1 to year 2?
Yeah, so year 1 we opened the doors and we were a week late from being able to come into Lift because of construction finishing up, but it went great. We had 103 students enrolled from 12 different schools in our first year, and we're just thrilled beyond measure to be able to serve that many in our first year. We didn't really have an idea. We had some goals on kind of what we wanted to grow. In year 2, now we're sitting at 182 students, so we've seen about 80% growth, and just expect it to continue. We hope that it continues. Growth is important, but opportunities for kids and for our region is why we're here, to serve our communities, to serve our regional schools, to be partners in education, and really to help make our region a better place.
and it's students from 16 different school districts. That is a big number. And as McLean told me, it is, you still have room to grow, that you could reach a higher level than that, but 16 in year 2.
I know, we're really proud of that. I think that again speaks to the relationships and the trust between districts, recognizing that, again, our region benefits when we all work together. And so, yeah, that's a big number. We still have room to grow. We're excited about our youth programming and students coming up through the middle school who've kind of known Lift has always been a possibility.
Right.
We have kids who are wanting to come to summer programming, who want to see this on exploratory days. We had one community have their entire sophomore class come for a tour day here at Lyft, just so that they had an opportunity to see what experiences awaited them during their junior and senior year. So yeah, we have room to grow, but we are thrilled with the numbers. We've doubled our enrollment since last year.
What particular goals moving forward do you have for the program? This is year 2. I talked to you and Tim before it, like right before year 1 started. So what are the goals for, say, year 3 and 4?
Yeah. So in years 3 and 4, we want to continue being responsive and adaptive to our sending schools' needs. So recognizing that schedules may need to change based on what people need. So we're always looking at ways to better serve students and communities. So that's 1. 2, we want to keep growing our enrollment. And so we have all kinds of initiatives and goals related to that. Our +1 initiative is how can you impact one more person and have them have an experience that can change their life. We'd love to see continuation of expanded programming in after school hours. So in years 4 and beyond, we're looking at adult education programming. So what would that be like if you could come to a cooking class on the culinary arts floor, right?
I have started cooking a little bit more at home, so there you go.
All right, well, we need you here on the 6th floor. So some of those adult ed classes, some of our displaced workforce, some training, those sorts of things are ways we'd like to continue utilizing this building for the community and for the region's benefit as well.
It is an amazing building. As I was telling somebody before we hit the record button, I never came in this building when it was the consolidated building before, but it is so colorful and bright, and as you told me, yellow is your favorite color.
It is my favorite color, yes, and it's just such an inspiring, invigorating environment. We also love that it's so open. It really has the feel of a college campus where students are able to move and use the spaces that they need to use for the learning that they're doing. We're trying to create learners who understand their needs so that when they graduate and we aren't there with them, they can advocate for themselves and they can learn and grow effectively. So those are some of our goals too, right? Continue bringing kids in, letting them experience the space, but also let our community come in, whether as guest speakers, guest lecturers, and let our kids go out through internships and work-based experiences. But certainly when people come in, they have a similar reaction that it is very visually appealing, and it feels good to be here.
It's been a great day taping here, finally getting inside the Lyft building. One last question for you, Christy. We are in Mattoon, and we talked about this and the whole regional appeal. It is located in Mattoon. What does the Lyft building and this program being in Mattoon, what does it do for Mattoon as far as drawing attention to Mattoon?
Yeah, well, we're so thankful. As a community, we're so thankful. It is about the region, but you know, we live in Mattoon and we're just so proud of a community that would come together and say yes to an innovation like this. I mean, it was a brand new idea, right?
Yes.
Like it was an innovative project. Our school board took a risk. Our chamber, we were talking about our chamber director earlier and his amazing energy behind it, our mayor's energy behind it, everybody coming together and recognizing this building, bringing more people to downtown Mattoon helps us lead into the future. It keeps the downtown vibrant. It brings traffic into our restaurants. It lets them see the amazing businesses downtown. And it just brings youth, right? This is our future. We have leaders innovating for tomorrow here in downtown Mattoon.
This switch right here was something like $3,000. And we have like 3 of those. So this is very expensive equipment, which it's good for getting like hands-on experience.
Are you from Mattoon?
Yeah, Mattoon.
What do you think of all this Lyft stuff? Is it pretty cool?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love getting hands-on experience and getting able to see like doing all this is awesome in my opinion. Because like the networking course that goes along with this is the like equivalent of like juniors in college, that's pretty cool to be able to do that so much earlier.
What does it mean for Mattoon? When Consolidated Communications approached the district with this idea of a space in this building to use for educational programming, and this dream of, well, what about not a space? Like, how about the whole building? And this vision was cast, and everything went into place. So the legacy of Consolidated Communications, I think, is worth mentioning in the sense of founders and innovators with this company that is now, nationwide and growing like crazy and just champions of innovation. Now to use a space that cultivated that kind of greatness, to use it for the future greatness for now and for forever. So what does it mean for Mattoon? Like, the legacy of change continues, and just the bravery of our Board of Education to come in and say, this is bigger than just Mattoon. Like, we can have ripple effects of impact throughout all of our region and all of our community, and that's the heartbeat, and that's the purpose, and that's the reason why we're here, as I said, to make our region a better place.
I don't really need any hands-on help for the B-roll stuff, which is going to be filming. But I wonder if maybe we could have some shots where it's going from a pretty close-up shot for the solar panels, going up to the building. Yeah, that'd be cool.
If someone just happens to be watching this on YouTube or on regular TV, and it's like, oh yeah, I've heard about that lift and maybe our school district, what would be your pitch to a school that's in the area that doesn't have a student or two yet lift? What would be your pitch to them about lift and having one of their students come here? Yeah, we're not a replacement program, we're an enhancement program. So where you have need for in your region, where you have needs within your courses, where you have students that have passions and interests that connect with lift, look into us. Take a look at what we offer. There's two ways that we see that being really successful. One, you come and see us. You schedule a time and you come in and you visit and you bring your kids through and you meet with our facilitators and you talk with our current students and you just learn about the opportunities. Seeing it is the most powerful opportunity. Open houses will come abound. So come to that, or two, invite us to your school for we'll bring our students. They could share their stories. They could tell you about what opportunities we can use to enhance, I want to use that word intentionally, to enhance the amazing programs that already exist throughout our region. We're looking to just help support in that way.